Bonjour, talofa lava, and hafa day from the beautiful island of Guam, home to the 12th Festival of Pacific Arts. Today is Sunday, giving delegates a break to attend church services, sightsee throughout the island, and enjoy the warm hospitality that Guam has to offer. The festival has a rich 44-year history and is known as the Olympics of Pacific Arts and Culture. Since this is the first time that Guam is hosting the festival, let's get to know the host island nation and all of its rich and beautiful traditions and history.
A warm welcome to representatives from the 27 island nations and communities from around the beautiful Blue Pacific as you display the beauty of your cultures and your people. I think it'll be a great experience for the people of Guam. At the same time, for all our visitors, I want you to get the experience of Guam. It's not only our beautiful island and our history, but most importantly, that hafa day spirit, the warmth that comes from the Chamorro people. And that is something that I believe we share with all island nations. We live in paradise in this Blue Pacific, but with that, living in paradise, what makes it so special is the warmth and hospitality of the people that inhabit this Blue Pacific. God bless you and have a great time.
Through research and recreation, we managed to reestablish through the lost aspect of our Chamorro culture, which was the dancing part. Prior to the establishment of Gumatautotano, the only remnants of Chamorro dance were the colonizers, the Spanish Batsu, the Sotis, Punta Tacon, and then moving into the Western influence such as the Cha-Cha, the Jitterbug, the American influence dances that happened after the war. Nothing was evident of what the Chamorros did prior to the colonization. So through research and recreation, we managed to establish that aspect. I wasn't authenticating, I just wanted to establish and create the awareness to the living generations of Chamorros here on Guam that we existed prior to the landing of Magellan in 1521 and the coming of the missionaries in the 1600s. The importance of dancing at this point in time is a catalyst in the preservation of the Chamorro language. Whenever you practice your dance, your songs, your chants, you're actually speaking the language. And in our endeavors to preserve the language, most especially because it's now only been spoken by the elders and not so much the young generation, being involved in a dance or a dance house or a cultural house, a guma, that practices songs, chants, and dance allows them to practice the language more fluently and more frequently, which only allows the language to continue to flourish. We Chamorros are born of indigenous identity, but somehow we lost it in the midst of Western influence and through the colonization. So the beauty of the festival, the reason why it was incepted in 1972 by the South Pacific Commission at that time, was so that they could find a venue to encourage the preservation, the perpetuation, the education of the indigenous people of the Pacific region, and also protect the traditional practices of the indigenous people. Because we're so enamored with the Western influences, we're starting to lose our soul. Our soul, our language, is the umbilical cord of our culture. If we lose our language, our Chamorro language, then we don't have a culture. We might as well consider ourselves another aspect of people living in an island with no identity. Language is the key to our identity. Language is the key to our indigenous heritage and the key to our traditional practices. And that's what the Festival of Pacific Arts brings to the table for all the Pacific Island nations to share and hold on to, as well as for the world to understand that this is our beauty, this is our uniqueness. Para todos samsu ni man Chamorro ni manasa gagano zung gini gi Marianas and todi pumalo siya na lugar hasu haji hamzu the mga man malefa na man Chamorro hamzu mga man malefa ni lingwahin mizu mga man malefa ni iranshan mizu the mga man malefa ni todo I kuturata ni dipusi man manaid gini ni manay nata siya.
Iatsut-lati, or lati stone, the indigenous term for pillar, which was used to support homes by the Tautau Hadza. These stones are found throughout most of the Mariana Islands. The lati is a traditional symbol of the indigenous people of the Marianas, representing our strength and resilience.
Tautau Hadza, a native reference for the Chamorros, are believed to be descendants of a great Austronesian tribe that originated from Southeast Asia as early as 2000 BC. These people were expert seafarers who built canoes that fascinated early European explorers. They specialized in craftsmanship, familiar with intricate weaving, creative with detailed pottery designs and body ornamentation, practiced traditional medicine, and knowledgeable of their histories in chants. Guam, a place of abundance, is the southernmost island in the Marianas Archipelago, which consists of 15 islands. On March 6, 1521, Portuguese explorer Ferdinand Magellan landed on Guam, changing the course of history for the islands and her people. What is known about pre-contact culture of the Tautau Hadza are from historical writings of observers during the Spanish occupation, beginning with accounts of chanting about their creation story of Fotna and Pontan, their first ancestors. When the Tautau-Lagu, or foreigners, knew they did not believe in Christianity, Padre Salvatore decided to return and Christianize the people. Although some natives adopted this new religion, such as Magalahi Kipua, others resisted Christianity, such as the great Magalahi Hulao and Matapang. In 1898, after the Treaty of Paris, Spain officially ceded Guam to the United States, and in 1899, the remaining 14 islands were sold to Germany, dividing the islands and the Mangafa Siha, or families, across the archipelago. After the war, the Tautau Hadza were unaware of the transfer of power from Spain to the United States. Eventually, the flag of Spain was taken down and the U.S. flag raised. On December 8, 1941, shortly after the attack on Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, the Japanese army took over the island. Finally, on July 21, 1944, the U.S. came back and recaptured the island from Japanese forces. Today, Guam is an unincorporated territory of the United States. Although a culturally diverse community, there is a strong movement of reclaiming the indigenous language, the culture, and the traditional practices.
Iatsu Atupat, or sling stone, the signature weapon of the native people, made of limestone, basalt, or fire-hardened clay, and were hung from slings made from akkak or poksik.